Welcome to Stress-Free Coding channel, HTTP part 4. I'm stoked, so let's start right away. Today I will take you about these topics: goals of cookies, how set cookies, kind of cookies, web storage. Hey, stop. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. Let's take this one step at a time. Cookie is a small piece of data that a server sends to a user web browser, and then the web browser stores it and send it back to the same server with the next request in the cookie HTTP header. So cookies are part of private cache. Private cache typically is the browser cache. Cookie can be used for store session data, personalized browsing experience, and tracking. An example of session data is when, after adding an item to the cart of our favorite e-commerce, we remember to log in into our account, and the login moment a cookie is saved in the browser cache. Now, if we click the back button to continue shopping, we remain logged in anyway, and our cart remains updated with our article. By personalized browsing experience, we mean all client information such as user browsing preferences, layout themes, and other settings. When we browse a site in this can host scripts from a different domain, these scripts known as tracking pixel. Tracking pixel have the aim of tracking user activity, storing cookies defined with third-party cookies. Third-party cookies are governed by a series of regulations as General Data Privacy Regulation in the European Union and the California Consumer Privacy Act. These regulations are applied to any site on the web that users from these jurisdictions have access. These regulations include requirements such as notifying users that your site uses cookies, allowing users to opt out of receiving some or all cookies, allowing users to use the bulk of your service without receiving cookies. The set cookie HTTP response header sends cookie from the server to the user agent. The syntax to the set cookie header is based on the server-side programming language. Example for PHP syntax. The lifetime of cookie depends if our session cookies, in this case, is the browser, to define when the current session ends. Permanent cookies, instead, are deleted at a date specified by the expires attribute or after a period of time specified by the max age attribute. If a cookie has the secure attribute set, is sent only on HTTPS protocol. If a cookie has the HTTP only attribute set, is inaccessible to read by JavaScript. The domain attribute specifies which host can receive a cookie. If a server does not specify domain, the browser defaults the domain to the same host that was set the cookie, excluding subdomains. Chrome 80, released in February 2020, introduced the same site attribute. Same site attribute can have three values: strict, lax, or known. Default is lax. With strict, the browser only sends the cookies with requests from the cookie's origin site. Lax is similar, except the browser also sends the cookie when the user navigates to the cookie's origin site, even if the user is coming from a different site, for example, by following a link from an external site. Known value specifies that cookies are sent on both originating and cross-site requests, but only in secure contexts. Alternatively, to use cookies, modern APIs can store client's data in the dedicated memory areas of browser. These areas can be distinguished in localStorage, sessionStorage, and indexedDb. Session-storage data can be accessed using the session-storage read-only property. Session-storage data is cleared when the page session ends. The session-storage capacity 5 MB. These are the statements for manipulating the session-storage. Instead, we can use localStorage when decide that the data on client does not expire. The storage capacity of localStorage is 5 or 10 MB. These are the statements for manipulating the local storage. Unlike cookies, which are sent to the server at each browser request, the context of local storage and session storage are not sent to the server. While web storage is useful for storing smaller amounts of data, it's less useful for storing larger amounts of structured data. IndexedDb is a low-level API for client-side storage of significant amounts of structured data, including files and blogs. IndexedDb API is powerful, but they seem too complicated for simple cases, so we can refer to the different libraries to manipulate the IndexedDB. In this video description, you will find links to some libraries. Okay, that's all for today. Like and subscribe to the channel for the next stress-free coding video. Bye.